Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you're watching or listening to this theme park news update. I am the CHALL, and today, Chall Chats York Maze Hallowscream. 2024 Halloween is looming around the corner in a very eerily way, and York Maze Hallowscream has always been a staple feature on this channel. We are going to bring out an official October schedule on the YouTube channel, so make sure if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, go and follow the YouTube link, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you never miss another video, check out ready for when that scheduled video comes out at the end of the month of September. Now then, York Maze Hallowscream has always been a staple feature here on the channel, and it seems like it will be another great year for the event as we get ready to experience the 8th consecutive opening night of Hallowscream. And with that comes a brand new maze unveiled over the last week or so. Now, before we get started, as we've already said, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, click the notification bell so you never miss another video. Also, make sure you follow us on Apple or Spotify, download all of our news updates, listen back. We'd love to get more opinions. Make sure you message me on all social media platforms. All the links for all the platforms are linked in the description across every single platform. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, thrill seekers of all ages, let's get into this news update on the brand new maze for York Maze Hallowscream this October. So York Maze Hallowscream is a Halloween event based at the York Maze attraction in York, of course, hence the name York Maze. And this is a very exciting event. I've done it for the past 7 seasons now. I've seen numerous changes across the event, met some incredible people, shout out to Kane Dingle, of course, and this is going to be a very exciting year once again. Now, of course, the Flesh Pot's returning. We know that the new Maze Necropolis that won an award for the set design is also returning. We also know that the Singularity is also returning, and Corny's Corneval is also returning. However, there is one maze missing, and if you've been around the channel for a while now, you'll know exactly which maze is the odd one out. 2073 is leaving the event. No! I really enjoyed 2073. I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful maze. I think that it was a very terrifying one. For those of you who don't know what 2073 was, you were travelling in a time machine, you were travelling back to the year. Originally it was set up as like a post-Trump apocalyptic maze, like zombies taking over, and a Donald Trump zombie, and it was a pretty good one. I think literally my first Hallowscream was literally the year after it debuted, so it was its 2nd year at the event, and it just kept getting better and better and better. There was a few little enhancements here and there that could have maybe done without, but it was getting better, and it was one of the strongest mazes at the event, so it's sad to see it go. And I'm intrigued to see how this new maze is going to feel in its location, because that's essentially what's going to happen. We're going to see a new maze in the location. So let's give you a bit of history on 2073. For those of you who don't know, it was introduced back in 2017 to replace 1873. Now, 1873 originally replaced a maze called the Seance. Now, the Seance was an interesting one. 1873 looked interesting. 2073 was great. And the thing with these mazes is it all links back to the story of the Charles William Tawney's Travelling Circus and the story of the barn fire, Leonard Dunnington. If you want to go and watch the backstory of York Maze Hallowscream that leads all the things to tie in together for the event, then make sure you go and check out the backstory. I've linked it in the description on every single platform so that you can watch or listen to that backstory yourself and see how all the mazes tie in to the story of this backstory, the origin story of Hallowscream. But, of course, with the departure of one maze comes the arrival of another. And this is it, the brand new maze for 2024 in my 8th year doing this opening night of the event. We're going to see the debut of Redneck's Revenge with a very terrifying picture of a farmer clown skeleton thing with very, very huge teeth. Those of you who are watching this update on YouTube will know what I mean. Those of you listening to this on Apple or Spotify, go and check out the Hallowscream website. Again, linked in the description on all platforms. Go and check it out. It's brilliant. It's very, very clear. We're going to see vibes of Creek Freak Massacre in this one. Now then, for those of you who don't know, Creek Freak Massacre is a Thorpe Park Fright Night scare maze that used to be there. It was one of the best ones according to the reviews. Now then, let's get into the backstory of Redneck's Revenge. Gather your kinfolk and head on down to the backwoods. But beware, the twisted Redneck clan who are out for revenge. Cheated out of their moonshine operation by the C.W. Tawney circus troupe and isolated for generations, they crave fresh meat to play with, and they won't rest until they have yours. Can y'all make it through without squealing like a pig and hollering for mama? Pedal faster, I hear banjos. Terrible American accent, I know. And of course, like I said, discover the whole history of Hallowscream and learn more about the story of Hallowscream with the fire that destroyed the farm. Again, links in the description on every single platform. Now then, let's fully analyse Redneck's Revenge. So first in this analysis, we have to go through the analysis and my thoughts on the backstory, the logo, the design of the maze in terms of the promotional poster to start off with. And then we'll sort of talk about my thoughts about what we could see inside the maze as well. So first of all then, the logo, Redneck's Revenge. It's scary, it's pointy, it's classic font style. It's red in terms of blood, mixes with the meat section of the story. And the name Redneck's Revenge, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like I said earlier, this is already giving me vibes of Creek Freak Massacre at Thorpe Park. It's already got a similar feel of that type of kind of backwoods, redneck, cabin-style maze. I feel like the name Redneck's Revenge is straight to the point, gets it straight to the point, states the facts from the obvious, redneck, revenge, straight to the point really. I think that the whole stylization and the design of the poster that you saw on your screen on YouTube, of course those of you listening on Apple and Spotify, go and check it out on the website or on the YouTube version of this news update. It is a very, very interesting poster indeed. Like I said, the farmer type character with the pointy teeth, the skeleton face almost, and the big red eyes, the banjo, the straw hat. It's very, very backwards, very, very creepy, very kind of, you know, ye old town, you know, in the dark. And, you know, it's got a very cannibalistic nature to it as well. I think it's going to have some cannibalistic themes involved in the story as you go through the experience. I feel like this is going to be a very intriguing investment. And you look at 2073, what was the best thing about 2073? It utilised the cornfield. So you needed a maze or an attraction that would utilise the cornfield. It's very, very clear Hallowscream will have at least one maze going through the cornfield in some parts, or a good part of outside of some regard. And we know that 2073 had an original route. I knew for a fact a couple of years back they kind of changed the route almost. It did feel like they changed the route almost. So we needed a maze that was going to fit with the idea of going outside, because that's where it's going to be located. You're going to be in parts of the field, through bits of theming, live actors, things like that. And you needed a theme that was going to fit that, and a story that's going to fit that. And I think the whole idea of Redneck's Revenge, the idea of these backwoods shenanigans, you know, they're after your meat, they're after your flesh, you know, these cannibalistic folk y'all. And I feel like the theme fits the location perfectly. I think they couldn't have gone for a better theme. Obviously, there's bits of theming we'll talk about later that I think we could see return. I think that the whole stylization of it is very, very good. I think that it really gives off very creepy vibes, very creepy backwoods horror vibes. And I think that the whole story of this as well, the fact that you are, you know, going into these parts, this folks' town, and you're being eyed at for your flesh, and, you know, they're out to get you. You know, we can hear the banjos playing. I can already imagine a live actor with a banjo. It's going to be brilliant, and I'm really excited for Redneck's Revenge. Theming for me is a very big part of the experience, and a very big part of making the maze come to life in such a realistic way. Now, 2073 had some great theming items. It had the hose down room, it had these kind of pop-up cabins that you'd walk through when you're walking through the field, so it'd have a good mix of walking outside as well as the indoor cabin bits as well. And walking through different themed scenes like the hospital and, you know, like I said, the hose down, like the detox room, things like that. And obviously there's big theming items you can walk past. I believe it's like a tractor or a big combine harvester that you can walk round, or used to be able to walk round. That was a big part of the 2073 experience. For me, I think they're going to bring that back. I think the big theming items like the tractor or the combine harvester, I think they'll bring that back, but I think they'll bring that back in a brand new way. So new lighting, new sound effects around there, maybe a live actor or two around there as well. I think there's a big opportunity to do that. I think that there's a massive, massive opportunity for the event to bring in some new theming items as well. I know for a fact scenes like the hospital and the detox room, they're going to get fully enhanced, fully changed, fully, refurbished to fit the theme. I reckon we're going to see like a backwards type cabin as one of them. I reckon there's going to be a really nice finale. I've got a sneaky feeling we might see a chainsaw. I just think Redneck's Revenge is screaming out for a chainsaw finale. We know that there's already one or two mazes. I won't tell you which ones, for those of you who haven't experienced the event yet. I won't tell you which ones have it, but I know for a fact at least one or two mazes already have a chainsaw finale. So I won't spoil it too much. So I think that we could potentially see a chainsaw finale at Redneck's Revenge. I think that just fits the theme perfectly. I think that it fits the story perfectly. And I think that it fits the overall atmosphere of the Scare Maze perfectly as well. Now, in terms of live actors, we could see a whole heap of things. We could see a little pre-show before you go in through the main maze with, again, a bit like Creek Freak Massacre. For those of you who didn't experience Creek Freak Massacre at the start, you sort of be taken into this room and you sort of have this live actor and, new people, new flesh, new meat. And he calls for his, "Ma! Ma!" and sort of crying out for the family, and then you're being led through, and it's very, very detailed, and I think they'll go for something similar here. I wouldn't expect maybe something similar in terms of pre-show elements, but I expect something similar in terms of a storyline to Creek Freak Massacre, albeit their own version of Creek Freak Massacre. So I think that there's some real opportunities from a creative point of view, storyline-wise. I think that from a live actor perspective, again, going back to live actors, I think that there's an opportunity to bring in the banjo player, a family of rednecks as well. I think a nice big family. Could you imagine like a little baby doll on one of the beds in like maybe a house scene or something like that? Again, there's so much creative potential with this, and I think that Hallowscream going with a redneck, cannibalistic, backwoods style theme for a location such as 2073, where you've got the core maze to work with, when you've got certain other outside bits to work with, including the big theming items. It is honestly straight on the money. They smacked that straight out of the park. It's a home run concept, and hopefully it's a home run reality as well. And I think that Hallowscream, with the amount of detail they've gone to in the past with these mazes, I see no exception to thinking that Redneck's Revenge wouldn't be a good addition. I think this could be an absolutely fantastic addition. Am I going to be surprised if it takes the set design award next year away from Necropolis? I think it could do. I think potentially it has the opportunity to take that set design award next year. Redneck's Revenge is going to be a very exciting maze, and here on Chall Chats, we're going to be experiencing it at York Maze Hallowscream. So make sure you stay tuned for the schedule for our October trips, so you know exactly when we're going and also where you can see us. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and or listening to this theme park news update. If you do see us at York Maze Hallowscream, make sure you say hi, have a photo. We're more than able to do that. We're more than happy to do that with anyone. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now, and that is the end of your spooky theme park experience.